at some point, junior high school, we've all had those days where we heard it's going down tonight between two people, guy, girl, girl, guy. And I just think I'm so glad I got in a fight in 5th grade. And I think anything before 10 doesn't really count. I got in a fight in 5th grade. But I remember when I got done with the fight at recess, I was thinking, I won the fight, but I remember thinking the whole time I'm fighting this kid, I kept looking around. Luckily, I was at a white school, so nobody else jumped in. It's one thing about black people getting a fight. 9 out of 10, there's going to be some – if there's a bunch of people, there'll probably be other people jumping in. You go to a white school, white guys, we kind of just, it's one-on-one, and then everybody backs up. Like, no, it's fair. It's Johnny and Chris. No, don't jump in. It's Johnny. And then Chris's friends, no, bro. And then, so nobody else jumped in. But I remember when I got in that fight, I was thinking, man, I was new to this school, and I was thinking, am I about to get jumped the whole time? And didn't happen. Ended up becoming friends with the kid later. Wasn't no big deal. But when I was in 9th grade, I saw a fight off school grounds, and it made me realize, I'm not getting in fights, because I think when you get in a fight, you always think you're going to be the one beating somebody's ass. I've always looked at it like, what if I get my ass beat? So I'll never forget. I grew up in a small town, Oxford, Ohio. And all the teenage kids there was a Burger King and a Wendy's connected to each other in our little town. And you either hung out at Burger King or Wendy's, right? I'm in Wendy's. There's a big front window. I see these two guys, and I know them both. They were from different high schools, but other teenage kids would come because you could walk around my hometown, and there was college girls everywhere. So when you're looking at boys between the ages like 15 and 18, and all these college girls are between the ages of 18 and 21 walking around, it was the place to go, I guess. So I'm sitting in front of Wendy's, and I see these two guys that I knew. I guess everybody knew but me they were meeting up to fight, and I didn't know. They meet up, and they're going at it. And it was, a street fight, 30 seconds is a long freaking time. They're just throwing haymaker, do. Neither of them's getting the best of anybody. And then the one guy, similar to what happened in St. Louis with this Kaylee young lady, he like did some slam. He picked the guy up and slammed him. And when he slammed him, his head hit the back of the concrete. And the guy just went limp. And this guy, to his credit, didn't hit him anymore, but he did stand over him. And he was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hamilton High, baby. Hamilton High. And he stood over him. He flexed and was like, whoa! I was like, what the fuck just happened? And then the other guy that got knocked out, it's funny now because he's okay, but he's out, right? And then his girlfriend, now she's screaming and crying over. She lifts him up. She doesn't realize his head's limp. So then she drops him back down. His head hit the concrete again. I'm going, what are you doing? And then he comes to, and he doesn't know where he's at, and he's just kind of waking up. And by now there's like 40 people around him, and I'm one of the 40. I'm just like a little 9th grader looking. I'm like, and then he just didn't know where he was, and he started crying, and he pissed himself. And it was just, it just kept coming. It was so much piss. It was just like, it just kept expanding. And I remember thinking, holy shit, that's the most piss I've ever seen in my life. He had these blue jeans on, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And I'm going, oh, man, I feel bad for that dude. Because I'm like, one, he just got his ass whooped, and he pissed himself, and he got his ass whooped in front of his girl. It was all bad for this guy. And then it was crazy because the guy played sports, and he went to a different high school that I went to, but I'd see him all the time. I saw him playing baseball. I saw him playing football. I saw him playing basketball and wrestling. I just saw him at all these sporting events. And he, a couple of years go by, people forget about it. But every time I saw that dude, I just thought of the piss and him crying. It just, I think it's still going to this day. I was like, I couldn't get that visual out of my head of this dude pissing himself. It's just I'm glad I saw that fight in 9th grade because I said I never want to be that guy. And here's the thing. I saw two guys that were pretty even when the fight went down. But the other guy just happened to pick him up, and the way it just happened, it was a perfect slam. If it's on grass, the fight's still going. But he hit him on the concrete and then knocked him out. And I'll tell you what, to the other guy's credit, he didn't keep hitting him. He did do the Hamilton hop, but he didn't keep busting his ass. And it just, when I saw that, I said, you know what? I never want to be a guy pissing myself.